open meeting law.
Moderator undersigned, first read the statement.
Roll call. Garrett. Here. Caleb. Here. Clint. Here. Travis. Here. I'm here. Before all the following items will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of discussion, consideration, and approval of the following items 4A through 4I.
Make the motion.
Garrett, the motion. Second. Caleb, second. Garrett, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Other reports, principal reports.
We made it through the first month with teachers setting procedures and policies for their classrooms and routines to follow, and the students have become well acclimated to the new school year. Pre-K through 6th grade enrollment is at 124 students, right at what we were at last year. After school programs started August 22nd for the 1st through 6th graders, and we had a great turnout. The Rail Club for August had 63 members showing respect, perfect attendance, integrity, and leadership. Kudos also, we started those again this year. Kudos are from staff members to give to kids being caught doing something extraordinary. And we also continue with the compliment box where students can go and fill out a compliment for another student or a teacher. And it's just an eye-opener to see how the students react to giving and receiving those. Elementary football kicked off in Waukomis on August 29th. They did lose that game, but then they came back last Tuesday and won against Ringwood. Tonight they play Share Mutual at Mutual. Junior high softball for our 6th graders still have games for the next 2 weeks, and they also have the Cherokee Strip Tournament this Thursday and Friday. Wood County Fair was this past week. Waynoka had a great showing with many entries receiving first that move on to compete at the state fair, and then the livestock showing was also very successful. We changed up the hallway huddle. This year we're doing word of the month, and so for August it was respect. 5th and 6th grade paired up, and they led hallway huddle 1 week, and then we followed with 4th grade, and then last week was 3rd grade. We also had a penny war this last week. We had 4 days where we raised money to help with the Smith family. We're donating it to the Love Fund. At the bank, we raised over $1,400 in 4 days. The kindergarten won with 122 as their final total, but if you gave pennies or dollars, that was a positive, and silver was a negative, so it took away. So there was quite a few strategies on how they were going to win, and a lot of vocab. The pre-K kept calling it sabotaging. They were bringing silver coins to sabotage other buckets. And then pre-K and 1st grade also had a Love Fund art project, and they had a silent auction where they auctioned off their paintings that they had made. And I haven't heard yet how much that brought in, but I was just thinking what a great community we have supporting each other. So, and then I did get a total of pennies and dollars was around $816, and then the silver coins brought in $650. So it was pretty awesome. That's all I have.
Mine's going to be a little shorter. The high school football team started 2-0. They play Ringwood. Remember, homecoming is in a couple weeks here against Buffalo. The junior high team was 1-1. They traveled tonight to Share Mutual. I thought this was pretty cool. Jessica Goucher was selected the National FFA course and will represent us at the National Convention in Indianapolis at the end of October. The FFA chapter will also be holding a spaghetti dinner next Sunday. I guess if y'all approve that here in a minute. But for the national, it's kind of like they're trying to help their costs for the national convention trip. FCCLA last week went to their annual leadership conference and workshop to help them learn activities that they can use to bring back to their local chapter. The softball team is still going. The districts just came out. They'll be at VISI September 22nd. And it's VISI, them, and Buffalo. Senior night's tonight against OBA here. The academic team will kick off their season Wednesday night here against Ringwood. Then the cheerleaders and their sponsors will be hosting a little cheer camp and will perform during halftime at homecoming. The teachers and staff are working extremely hard and students to be successful as we have no students the last couple of weeks on an eligible list. So with That was big, especially where I come from. Usually it's pretty big.
Thank you. Superintendent report.
All right, looking at our finances, expenditures, 2 months in, our expenditures are slightly above. We're looking at a total of 28,000 above. 20 of that's the increase in our insurance premiums. The other would be the steps in teacher pay raise, so kind of about where we expected to be, so not a surprise there. Revenue, we're showing an increase in revenue. Again, that's an increase of federal money that we spent last year that finally came in. So, looking at our building fund, we haven't spent any money in there this year, and our revenue, is slightly up. Some of that's collection of past taxes collected. Looking at our child nutrition, in here we're kind of at a break even right now. We haven't had a lot of action in here yet. Obviously, the year's just getting started. I do expect to be in the red at the end of this year because we're not going to get any money collected like we have in the previous years before COVID. And looking at our daycare, we're about where we were last year. We're starting down $8,000. Looking at that other sheet I gave you guys, this is kind of an outlook on what I'm expecting this year. Things can change, but looking at our valuation for Woods County, it's $75 million. That's $4 million above what we were last year for Woods County. Again, that's wind turbines and some of that stuff making it go up. Major County is slightly above, it was 66,000 above, and then if you're looking at Woodward County, we're down 45,000 in Woodward County. Overall, that puts our valuation for this year at 87 million, where we were 83 last year, so that kind of shows you we got about a $4 million bump. One thing to note, if you flip it over, is our valuation in protest. We have 16 million of that in protest this year. That's an alarming number, and I would say it would be alarming. You said last year we were at 25 million, so it is slightly better than last year. Still a lot in protest. So what does that mean? That means $624,000 that we should be getting in our general fund will be withheld in escrow, 89 in building. If you look at money that is still in escrow, put that on there. Just in our general fund, there is 1.1 million sitting there waiting to be decided on, and that's money. That's not valuation. That's actual dollars that we have not received the last couple of years because we're waiting for the protest to be solved. And our building fund is 159,000. So again, we have a lot of money tied up right there. So far, we've been able to skate by. Last year was pretty tight, but the one thing we need to keep an eye on, I guess I'll talk about an estimate of needs in our sinking fund. And that's where we are financially.
Thank you. Number 6, vote to approve or not to approve the estimate of needs for the 2022-2023 school year.
Real quick on our estimate of needs, I know we don't spend a lot of time talking about this because we do have such a high carryover. So our general fund and our building fund, we don't ever worry that we're never going to spend that much in 1 year. So our projected budget for this year out of our general fund is 12 million. The building fund is 3. Obviously, that's not what we're going to spend this year. But the thing to note is our sinking fund under collected last year. Not that it's under collected, but the rest of the money is sitting in escrow. So last year we under collected. If that happens again this year, we can't make our payment. We'll have to do some things at the end of the year. So hopefully some of the stuff gets settled this year. We don't have to worry about it.
Make a motion to approve the estimate of needs.
We have a motion.
I'll second it.
Travis with a second. How about Kelly?
Yes.
How about Clint?
Yes.
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 Number 7, discussion and possible action asking the State Department of Education for a waiver on 70 OS 1210.568 COOP agreement for the alternative education program for the 2022-2023 school year.
Make a motion.
Travis with a motion.
Second.
Kelly with a second. How about Clint?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Number 8, discussion of possible action regarding the review of student transfer policy, FE, and capacity limits.
So the review on this is, we got our capacity limit set at 20, we gotta review this 4 times a year. I think our largest class is 19 right now, so, I mean, I don't recommend that we change our capacity limits and leave everything like it is.
Okay, I make a motion to not change the limits.
Josh, motion.
Second.
No, second. Vote, Josh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Number 9, vote to approve or not to approve to amend or adopt board policies.
Make the motion.
Josh, motion. Second. Garrett. Second. I vote Garrett.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Number 10, vote to approve or not to approve fundraiser request for the 2022-2023 school year.
Make the motion to approve.
Garrett with the motion.
Second.
Caleb with the second. I vote Caleb.
Yes.
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 Any new business?
No new business at this time.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Travis with the motion. Garrett with the second. I vote Caleb.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.